started reading Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads, "And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him." Notice, at the right hand is where the prosecutor stands in a court of law. That's Satan's role here. It's a very legal role. And now I want you to see something. Not only does he stand there and try to prosecute Joshua here back then, but Revelation chapter 12 tells us that he's up in heaven right now, even the book of Job as well. But he's up in heaven. And he's standing there in the place of prosecutor, prosecuting you before God. And you've got to be aware of that. And you don't have to put up with it, by the way, because Revelation chapter 12 tells us that we overcame him, that we overcome that prosecutor by the blood of the Lamb. But there's a lot more in this that I want you to see. Joshua was the religious leader during the Reformation, if you would, during the Restoration. Today we hear of Make America Great Again. I don't know if we have one particular religious leader today. I don't think we do. I can't pinpoint one. We've got a political leader, Donald Trump. I know there are some, Christians that, they go like that. How could Donald Trump be chosen by God? Well, hey, when you got all of the leftist forces and all of this, the demonic fake news media and everybody that is part of the global system, or that is for the New World Order, the neocons even within the Republican Party, when they're all against him, when they're all against one man, that should tell us something. God says Satan is not divided against Satan, or his kingdom would not stand. He said a kingdom divided cannot stand. Neither would Satan cast out Satan. So, hey, it seems as though God's using him to really just pummel over. They're panicking. They're freaking out. They're trying to pull Donald Trump down at every turn. Satan's role as the accuser. Think about that for a minute. How often is Donald Trump being accused of something? Now, Satan's role as the accuser he can accuse people of something that they've really done, but he also accuses people of things they haven't done. Or he tries to tie together things to make a case against you that can even be fraudulent. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Russian conspiracy stuff that we keep hearing about. It's Satan on a witch hunt, using elements within our intelligence agencies. Now we've got a lot of good people in our intelligence agencies, but there are rogue elements there that are controlled by the deep state or New World Order, that are trying to carry out a coup upon our duly elected president, because he's not playing their game. He wants to make America great again. His interest isn't in a world government, as you can tell by listening to his speeches and the things that he is doing. The world government doesn't want to see America prosper and America succeed. The world government wants to see America be divided, lose its culture, lose its heritage, and lose its sovereignty, so that it can be swallowed up into the New World Order. Anyways, so just to give you a little bit of history, Joshua and Zerubbabel were the religious and the political leaders. Joshua religious, Zerubbabel political. And Satan, if you remember from the book of Ezra and Nehemiah, Satan was using people to try to stop them from completing their work, Today we could say Satan's trying to stop God's people from making America great again, from making America's culture, from protecting America's culture by building a wall to protect us from illegal immigration and from changing our nation into something that it hasn't been. Changing the face of America. From a Christian nation to a multicultural, pagan nation that worships many different gods instead of one God. This nation was founded as one nation under God, not multiculturalism under many lowercase gods. All right? This is interesting. Satan standing... Before I forget, Satan was trying to stop their work of restoration back then. And Zechariah is coming on the scene, this great prophet. He's been shown some secret information from God that's even showing him things from the other dimension, the spiritual dimension. He's showing Zechariah these things, and he wants Zechariah to show the people so that the people can have hope and encouragement. I mean, this was just a small band of people returning here in the midst of a pagan empire. It didn't look good for them. They had trouble within, trouble on the outside, discouragement. It just didn't look like there could be a restoration. But God sends Zechariah to say, yes, there will be one. And take heart. And he did so by even saying, hey, look, I'll let you see what's going on behind the scenes in the spiritual realm. And one of these things that he let the people see was what Satan was doing to Joshua. Now, I don't believe Joshua was actually probably at this scene. This was a vision of what was transpiring in the spiritual realm. There's a lot of things that happen in the spiritual realm that we don't see today. But we feel and we see its effects in that spiritual realm. And again, Zechariah lets us see through the veil into the spiritual reality. And it lets us see past the flesh and only seeing what's on the surface, but seeing what's at the root. Okay, I believe the fake news media is playing out as the mouthpiece of the accuser. When Satan he was bringing accusations against Joshua the high priest here. And he was doing so, I have no doubt, to paralyze the work of God from going forth. Not only would it drain Joshua's energy to feel like, oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not perfect enough to do this job for God. Maybe God can't use me. He can't pick me. Well, guess what? If we all had that attitude, then, if it was only up to us and our worthiness, no one would be worthy to do God's work. But we're going to see who can make us worthy. But anyways, in your personal life, do not let Satan stand there and accuse you and paralyze you to put yourself in a state of fright or a state of where you're just not moving. You're just feeling down and depressed and oppressed. Don't let him do that to you.